the second thing we're talking about is not all calories are the same. So, but we're always taught, aren't we? It's calories in versus calories out. If you put so many calories in and you burn more off, you're going to lose weight, and that's the way to do it. So that's the way we're sort of all taught. But actually, if I could tell you could burn more calories without even moving, we'd be up for that. Good, we're in the right place. Okay, so that's basically, it comes down to the thermic effect of food. So the thermic effect of food is basically the calories that your body uses up by chewing the food, by swallowing the food, by digesting the food and sending it off to wherever it needs to go. So that's the thermic effect of food. And all the different food groups have a different thermic sort of value. So protein is different to carbohydrates, different to fats, different to fruits, different to vegetables. They've all got a different thermic effect. So the standard English diet, something like a bowl of cereal for breakfast or your toast. Your lunch, you'd have sandwich, bag of crisps, bit of fruit, maybe a biscuit in the afternoon at your desk. Dinner, you've got some pasta with a bit of chicken maybe, and a couple of biscuits in the evening while you're watching the telly. That's sort of a, people say it's a fairly normalish kind of diet. Not the best diet, which we'll hopefully come on to see. That sort of diet, you would use 7 to 10% of the calories you take in to digest your food, to chew it, to swallow it, to everything else. So let's say you had 2,500 calories that day. You ate that with your normal foods that you normally eat. 175 of those calories would be used up by your chewing, your swallowing. So there'll be 175 calories less that you would absorb. So you would save yourself 175 calories. That's if you're not such a great diet. So these are the different things. You've got 25 to 30%, obviously protein, which is pretty good. Carbohydrates, not so good, 5 to 10%. Fruits are pretty good at 15%. Vegetables are great at 30%. And your fats only takes 0 to 3%, so not the best again. So all the different things you can see take a different amount of calories to chew them, to swallow them. So this is where I'm going with this. Oh, went too fast. It's either sensitive or it doesn't click, this laptop. So if you could swap 100 calories of carbohydrates for 100 calories of protein, so it might just mean taking a spoonful or a couple of spoonfuls of pasta off your plate and replacing it with a bit of extra chicken, something like that, you'd burn an extra 20 to 25 calories just digesting that dinner. So you don't have to do anything else, you can still eat the same amount of calories, but you save yourself 20 to 25 calories just by changing that 100 calories. Or if you swap 100 calories of fats for 100 calories of fruit, so rather than having your chocolate bar, you'd have a piece of fruit, you're actually burning an extra 27 to 30 calories just by eating that. So in fact, a chocolate bar to a piece of fruit, you probably have 2 pieces of fruit for 1 chocolate bar, because it's still the same amount of calories, but you'll actually absorb less calories. So, oh, it's going backwards now, hang on. Right, so, if you were to eat exactly the same amount of calories, you're still going to eat 2,500 calories each day, but you're changing the type. So you're not having your standard English diet anymore, because we worked out that it was 175 calories it took you to absorb your food, to digest your food. So that would mean you've got 2,325 calories you absorb. So you would need to go for a jog, do whatever in order to use those up, otherwise they're going to get stored as fat. If you were to swap that for a much healthier, cleaner diet, so you'd include more protein, some more vegetables, some more fruit, you know, cut down on some of those simple sugars and simple carbohydrates and fats, you would then have a thermic effect of about 16%. So 16% of your calories would be taken up by chewing your food and swallowing your food and digesting your food. So now you're eating exactly the same amount of calories, but you've only absorbed 2,100 of them. So that would mean you burn an extra 225 calories a day, doing absolutely nothing. You're still eating the same amount of calories, you just change what you're eating. So that's the equivalent of 20 to 25 minutes on the treadmill every day. And I find the treadmill extremely boring, so who would be up for that? Okay, so, and unbelievably, that would mean you'd burn an extra 82,125 calories every year, which is the equivalent of 2 stone body fat. And that's just by changing your diet from a processed diet to a much healthier diet. You haven't got to do any extra exercise to do that, you've just got to change your diet. Exercise does help, and we'll get to that, but it's amazing how just a tiny change will make such a big difference.